Okay, so I've watched way too many video reviews on Obsession. It's a great movie. I love the movie. I watched a ton of videos on this Alex Myers guy. I never heard of him until the Obsession review, but I watched a lot of videos on how bad his review was, how bad his takes were. So I feel like at this point I have to do a video on this, even though super late. The movie's been out forever, and I'm not a video movie reviewer guy. But I do want to just say, like, there's a lot of videos I've seen to the point where I don't know that I can see any more new takes. So I want to try my hand at a new take because there's some things that I feel like people haven't talked about or discussed with the movie. I know everybody knows Bear's a villain. He's like such a horrible person in the movie. Like, he did nothing that I feel was right, except for one point in time in the movie where he lightly asks Nikki, "Is Nikki happy?" I mean, there's so many things I would have done different than this guy. Because I, care about women. I want the woman I'm with to be happy. That should be the point of being in a relationship, is you try to make the other person happy, they try to make you happy. But he wanted a very one-sided sort of thing where she just served him. The wish itself is crazy to me. It's crazy work that people don't think he was a bad guy from the wish itself. The reason why is literally her and him have a conversation, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 minutes before he makes the wish, where she literally says what she wants. Like, what she wants in life is to feel loved. What she wants and why she's leaving the job is to feel loved so she can write a novel. If he cared about her any at all, he could have just been like, Nikki, like before he broke the little one wish willow thing, he could have been like, I wish for me and Nikki to share a love that will inspire her to write a novel. That would have been an easy wish. It would have been right there, and maybe it still might have went wrong, but it would have been like, at least his heart would have been in the right place. For him to wish that she would love him more than anybody in the world is just so wrong in every level. Like, he could have wished for them to both fall in love with each other. He could have wished for her to love him for who he is as a person, any sort of thing better than what he wished for. He could have wished for him to have the courage to go after things he wants in life. But it's just a terrible wish. I mean, he's really a bad guy from the wish onwards. I mean, especially for the fact that he went to the store to get her something, and then instead he just makes the wish himself. I think he got two wishing willows, one for himself and one for her, and he never gave her the wishing willow and then later in the movie she finds it in his bag, and that's how she makes the wish that he'll love her, basically, and then, that he'll be obsessed with her. Basically, she makes the wish that he made towards him later in the movie, right when he's about to die or whatever. But it's like, even if you don't have any game, even if you're nervous or scared, he could have just been like, oh, hey, I got all of us in the friends group a wishing willow. I just want to give you yours first, Nikki, because I have this chance to talk to you or whatever, and here it is. Like, even if if he would have gave her the wishing willow and then made a wish and been like, oh, on her end, she's probably going to wish to be a novelist or something. I want to make my wish. That still would have gave me some, like, belief that he would have been a decent person if he would have gave her wishing willow and be like, oh, you should make a wish or something, right? And then, like, waited a little bit for her to make her wish, and then he still would have made his selfish wish. That still would have been, he might have been a more redeemable character. I mean, obviously he's still a bad guy, because the rape scene, like, okay, I just gotta say this too. It's crazy work to have sex with a woman missionary style and not look at her face. Like, that's crazy work. I just don't understand how you even do that. It's like purposefully he probably looked away from her knowing that she was in pain, because how is somebody's face available for you to look at and you don't look at it, like, during sex? That's weird. Anybody I've had sex with, I do a missionary, I look at the girl's face. I mean, are they always looking back at me? Not really. Maybe their eyes are closed or something, or their eyes are doing something else maybe, but I look at them because I want to know if they're in pain, or I even ask, does it feel okay? Like, how are you doing? Stuff. Maybe I talk too much during sex, but I'm concerned because I want the person to be happy. I care. But I mean, to be fair, the way it cuts and the way the music goes and the fact that he asked her to make sure that she basically can't fight back and she's helpless or whatever, essentially, to the spell or whatever she's under. He knows that after he says, you love me more than anyone in the world, and then he has sex with her. So it is very telling that he did it that way too, that he didn't care about her. It's just, bro is just a really bad person. Like, I watched the movie only one time, but I still think about the movie all the time. I mean to watch the movie again, but it's just like there's so many things he could have did better. If it had been me, even if I made that wish, which was a really ignorant and selfish wish, even if I would have somehow made that wish, I would have probably get, like, you know, the homeless guy from earlier. I would have been like, hey, bro, here's a little wishing stick. Could you unwish my wish after calling customer service? It made sense for him to call customer service. I think he did it too late. And it's messed up that he tried to just alter the wish. I would have been like, let's just cancel it out. Even if customer service would have said no to me, I would have asked to cancel the wish out sooner. And, you know, then from there, I could have been like, well, damn, maybe I could just get somebody else to make a wish to undo my wish. Like, there's a homeless guy, I could have gave him like $5 and bought the wishing wheel. I don't know how broke Bear is, but it's like he had so many different ways he could have went about everything that just lets you know he was a terrible person, right? Just a sincerely horrible person overall, right? He didn't care about her at all. Honestly, another thing too is I would have been too scared after he had sex with her and she was hiding in the corner. I would have been too terrified to continue sleeping there. I would have been like, we need to get you some help. I'm not sure what I did wrong to you. I'm really sorry. Maybe we get some therapy together. I don't know. It's just he didn't try to do anything right. Nothing right did he try to do. I don't know how he wasn't terrified with her in the corner like that. That was legit scary. The fact that he was okay, like, continuing that way. I mean, clearly he didn't care for her health or well-being, and he wasn't scared of her. I would have at least been scared of her or cared. I mean, I would have cared for her welfare and her health and her welfare and her well-being, but he didn't at all. It's just, I don't know. It's a crazy movie because there's so many things that he did wrong. There's nothing he did right, quite honestly. The only time I almost gave him credit is when he asked her, is Nikki happy? And again, I was like, okay, like but it seemed kind of half-hearted, you know. It was a half-hearted attempt, sure, but at least he said that part. I was like, okay, he did try to talk to her, but you know, she couldn't really speak back because she was like trapped. But even if I somehow made that wish, somehow made those mistakes, and she was trapped in her own body, I would have been like, is there something we could do to help you so I could talk to the real Nikki more? Like, he didn't try anything to make it better. He wasn't like, hey, is there some way that I can make you feel loved to the wish Nikki, when she was like, it doesn't feel reciprocal. Again, I would have been scared. But if I would have talked to her when she was stuck in the corner, saying that, you know, or whenever she was screaming that she feels like he doesn't love her back, I would have asked her, is there a way I can make you feel loved? Because that just seems like a natural thing to say. He didn't say that. Like, he literally did nothing right. When she was like begging him to kill her, instead he says, what's so wrong about being with me? Like, he's just such a horrible person. Like, I would have never been able to fix my lips to say something like that. I would have been like, wow, I would have been hurt. I probably would have cried. I would have been like, wow, like, you want me to kill you? Like, you know, maybe I would have tried to help her figure out how we can kill her. I don't know. Like, he just didn't do anything good. Maybe like see if like he separates himself from her, if she can get over it. Like, maybe move to a different state. I don't know. He tried nothing. He tried literally absolutely nothing until it was too late and Sarah got murdered with that brick, which was a crazy scene, admittedly. And then he finally asked Ian to make a wish, but then he didn't even give Ian like enough context, I guess. But I don't know. Ian did mess up the wish, but it's like he could have tried to have more people make a wish. He didn't ask Sarah to make a wish. He didn't even ask Nikki to make a wish. He could have asked her, like, hey, can you wish for yourself to be free of my wish or something? Like, I would have tried that even, you know, even if I somehow would have made such a selfish, terrible wish. But I don't think I would have, because I listen to women. When I talk to women, I love talking with women. I love conversations with my fiance. I'm engaged. I love talking to women in general. I think they're really good for conversation. I feel like women are generally good people, you know, and I feel like they're people. And I feel like Bear didn't treat her like a person. But when I would have listened to her in the car, I would have been like, man, she wants that, like, you know, love from a book. Even if I didn't fully understand the difference between love and romance, which Bear didn't, I would have been like, oh, I want me and her to have a romantic comedy or something. Like, he could have, there's so many avenues for the wish he could have made because the conversation he and her had right before the wish. So people will say, oh, he didn't know, he had no way of knowing the wish would work. Sure, he didn't, but it's like they just had a conversation about what she wanted. Why didn't he incorporate or think about that at all when he made the wish? It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, it's my first time making a video. It's probably really bad, and I'm just randomly talking in my car. But but at this point, I wanted to put my 2 cents in on this movie because I think about this movie way more than I like to, and I watch way too many videos about it, so I want to make one too. Hopefully somebody likes this, gets something out of it. I just think that Bear didn't do anything right, and at the very least, guys out there who are like, oh, Bear was a victim. Bear should have been scared. I'll give you that. He should have been scared. I would have been scared of her, but I would have done something different if I was afraid of her. The fact that he just kept going the way he kept going shows that he wasn't scared. That's one thing I want to say to guys out there who say he's a victim. He wasn't. He wasn't a victim at all. But the next thing is, you should care about the other person because they're just a person. It shouldn't be just about their looks. Yes, the actress playing Nikki's a very good looking woman, but that shouldn't be the only thing you care about. You should care if the woman has hobbies or interests in common with you. I would have been interested in her just because she's a writer and I'm a writer. I was so fascinated in what books or what things Nikki was working on. Was she working on short stories? Did she write any romance novels in the past? And was like, oh, I need to write a love story instead. This romance novel doesn't work. Or I don't like dark romance, or I want to subvert the expectation people read the genre. I feel like people do too much dark romance in the genre of romance and love, and I want to write something that's more loving and upbeat. What did she mean? Like, the fact that he had no follow-up questions, even like how long you been writing, anything. It's like he had zero game, and game to me isn't even really like running a game on somebody. It's like knowing how to just converse with people and get to know them better, and getting to show them the best parts of yourself, and not hide, but like less accentuate the negative parts of yourself until they actually kind of like you or something. And then later they could be like, oh, well, this is one of the bad things about you. I guess maybe this is why you're single or something, right? But I don't understand how he was friends with her and he wasn't even interested in her hobby of writing. Like, how he was a bad friend even. Like, he basically was just hanging around with her until he had the chance for that, which I guess was the point of the movie. But it's like crazy that guys don't see that. Like, how are you not interested in your friend's hobby? Like, your friend tells you they want to write, you should have been like, oh, that's cool. Like, how long have you been writing? What made you want to write? Anything. Like, there's so many avenues he could have pursued with that. And they still end up having an interesting conversation because she said, like, she wanted to feel loved, and that's why she doesn't want to work there anymore, and she doesn't feel loved. But I mean, he didn't ask her, like, where do you want to go? Like, do you have a plan on how you're going to end up feeling loved? Anything. He just didn't care at all about her. And it's evident from the conversation they had, which was the only interesting conversation the two of them have, because that's the only time where she's like free to talk and she's herself. Any other conversation they have later is not interesting because she's the wish Nikki or she's the trapped Nikki trying to escape. But through his actions and what he said, what he didn't say, and how poorly he treated her as a human being, it's like I don't even think he saw her as a human being, really. It's like, I don't know how you could treat somebody like that. It's just crazy. The fact that bro said he really fixed his lips to say what's so bad about being with me, or what will be so bad about being with me, however you put it. It's like, that's crazy work. And he's heard her trap screams when she's trapped. When he calls the customer service, like, how did he not care enough? Anybody, even if like I wasn't that close of a friend with them, I would want to help them if I knew they were trapped, like in some alternate dimension or wherever she was trapped at. That's crazy. That bro literally didn't care. Like, he didn't even try to get her like a therapist or be like, maybe she just needs therapy. Like, he gave 0 F's. He didn't say we should do an intervention in case he thought she was on drugs, which, let's say he didn't believe that the wish worked, and he still didn't believe the wish worked even after figuring some stuff out. He's like, oh, maybe she's doing drugs and she's doing it so much that her inhibitions are gone or she can't defend herself. He could have like tried to get her a drug intervention, or I mean, he just didn't care about her as a friend, as a human being, and he was just a bad person. Again, the only redeeming thing he said to me, from my point of view, was when he asked her, is Nikki happy? But then he kind of just lets it go, just drops it. And man, what a bad cat owner too, bro. Like, I've had a lot of cats on my day. I like cats. I think cats are really cool animals. And he just like sweeps the cat up in like a dustpan or something and throws in the trash. And I don't even think he took his trash out, because that's the next thing. I take the trash out every day. Like, how long did bro leave the trash out that Nikki was able to like grab the cat out of the trash and cut up the cat into pieces and cook it? Like, bro, like, take out the trash. Like, have you ever thought of taking the trash out? Like, he literally is a bad person and irresponsible with his trash. Like, I don't understand how anybody will ever defend him. Alex Myers was wilding. that is not a normal or good wish. And again, I feel like even if you would have put it in the context like, oh, a woman has wished for things like that, this in a movie, which to be fair is probably inaccurate. It's probably children, like, you know, younger girls who wish for these things in movies. They probably, because there's context clues from the conversation of what Nikki wanted, if the girls would have got clues like that, they might have altered or tailored the wish to be something in the middle of, you know, like something that the person who told you their life's wish or what they want is saying they want to feel loved. He could have wished to make her, to be the person to make her feel loved. That would have been so sweet. It would have changed the movie. It would have not been a horror movie, but he could have been like, oh, I want Nikki to feel like she's loved when she's around me. Like that probably, then he probably could have had her and not had, you know, did all the nonsense he did with her instead. But I don't know. The wish itself was bad. I don't understand how nobody doesn't see, how so many people don't see that. There's like a million different ways he could take the wish itself. There's a million different ways you could take the movie. Maybe because I'm a writer, I can see that there's always multiple avenues that you can go down a road or attack things. Like, this is off the top of my head. I'm just speaking my heart or mind or whatever on this movie, although some of it I've thought a lot about, but I don't have a script or anything. I guess my point is that it can go a million different directions. Me talking right now, just like the wish could have, just like he could have tried a million different things to help her and he tried none of it. If I would have been the character of the movie, I would have tried to help her at least, even if it ultimately would have been the only option, me killing myself and or me killing her. I don't think I would have got as many people killed, because I would have tried something before that. And I don't know, I definitely would have tried to move at least. Like, bro didn't even try to get any distance or space from her. I would have been so scared of her, legit, if I'm being honest, again, from her being in the corner, that I would have probably been like, oh, I gotta move. You know, if I thought she was gonna find me, I would have been like, I gotta move to like another state, bro. Like, you know, move my mom or something. She lives in a different state. I would be like, I gotta move to my mom's place and, you know, change my name or something. But he didn't even try to do anything to help her. Maybe that would have been healthier for her. She would have like a little goal or obstacle. I'm not. It's not funny, I guess. I don't know. But if she would have been obsessed and she can't find him, she would have been like, oh man, I gotta find this dude. Like, where is Carmen San Diego, right? Where on earth is Carmen San Diego? I gotta find Bear. Like that. She could have went on adventures, and then maybe somehow she would have found a guy who actually loved her along the way while searching for Bear, right? So things could have went better if he tried anything. If he tried literally anything, which he tried nothing. And I just think it's crazy that anybody would defend that sort of behavior he had. He was a horrible person. He didn't treat her like a human being. And I hate that people are so shallow. They're just like, oh, she's hot. That's all that matters. It's like, no, people all have personalities. I mean, some good-looking people are terrible people. Some of them are great people. They deserve to be judged on multiple levels, and we should judge people on multiple levels and layers so we can get to know them better, rather than just being like, oh, just external appearance. You look good or you don't. Therefore, I don't have to listen to you, or I do, type of thing. But then, you know, it's crazy, too, because she looked so good to Bear, but he didn't even listen to her when she talked. It's crazy, too. Like, I've seen women, like, I've fallen in love with women at first sight. I have, but like, when they talk, I listen because I'm like, hey, you know, what can I do to make her like me more, right? And it didn't always work out. That's fine. I've developed as a man and grown from the relationships I had with women. But it's like, bro literally was just looking at her talk and was like, heard her say what she wanted, had a chance to wish for that when he broke the stick, and just said, nah, let me just, you know, just keep it about myself only, even though I literally could make a wish that could make us both happy potentially, or at least be less selfish. Again, it'd still probably be wrong, maybe how I would have wished for it, if I would have wished for her to fall in love with me and us to share a love, wish for her to like fall in love with me naturally. That still might have been wrong, you could argue, but it would have been healthier than what he wished for, right? Or if I would have wished for, you know, for us to share a love that will inspire Nikki to write the greatest love story she can possibly write or that she wants to write, or for us to share a romance that, you know, transcends the ages or something, it still could have went wrong, right? Romeo and Juliet's famous. That's a famous love or romance. I'm not sure, if I'm being honest, the distinction between that and that context of Romeo and Juliet, but it still could have went wrong, but it would have went wrong in a different direction, at least, versus how he did it. Anyways, I feel like I'm talking too much and repeating myself at this point. Hopefully somebody somewhere gets something out of this. I love that movie, Obsession. I'm definitely going to see it again. I can't wait for it to be available streaming. Maybe it is already. I'm going to buy it as soon as I get a chance. But yeah, Nice talking. I'm not going to promote this video because I don't really necessarily want my friends and family to see it, but if strangers watch it, cool. All right, peace.